Well, on to this now. 4 in 10 LGBTIQ plus South Africans know somebody who has been murdered because of their sexuality. It's a survey conducted by the Center of Risk Analysis at the South African Institute for Race Relations. Activists say the country continues to battle violence that is directed at members of this community. Access Chapter 2 Executive Director Steve Letsike joins us for more on the story. Steve, unfortunately, the narrative around this conversation in the country is not changing, because while we have this beautiful constitution and, progressive laws in this country, the reality in our communities, the violence that is being faced is not abating.
No, indeed, Kathy, good evening to you and to the viewers of Newzroom. I think we have to really, as communities, as South Africans, as stakeholders, speak the truth about the levels of violence, particularly facing LGBTI community, but also generally facing women, because we don't stop as South Africans. What is happening to the behavior, to the attitude, what is happening in schools, in the workplace, in our homes, intimate partner violence. These murders that we're talking about, it's people who are murdered. It's violence against people. And here we are talking about the Constitution, we're talking about legislations that are perfectly developed to really protect and uphold these very same rights that are enshrined in it. But these rights are not a reality. And we see it every single day that people are being murdered for who they are.
There have been ongoing campaigns, in particular raising awareness and also just speaking out against hate crimes of this nature. And yet what we're seeing is that more and more people are now suffering from issues of mental wellness because, again, these attitudes are not changing in the community. So where is the messaging going wrong? Why are these campaigns not producing the desired result?
I think the question would be, who are we targeting? Because on the one hand, you are targeting awareness, raising accountability issues and talking about prevention, and where there would be messages that are targeting state and the role of state. There's also messages that are going out that are speaking to communities. Now, who are the perpetrators? Because we need to really direct these very same messages to the perpetrators, which predominantly are men who hold prejudice against an entire group of people. Because when you target an individual, it then becomes an issue of the victim that is available for you to perpetrate your act. But hate crimes really are prejudice and, motivated by hate. And we have to really understand that. Secondly, there are institutions that have contributed to these very same hate, violence attitudes in the community. We cannot do this work without targeting religious institutions, traditional institutions, because that's where the messaging matters. But should it be the question that LGBTI community must be the one that speaks, or society who views people as people should be the one that rises? Where are the parents? Where are the families? Why are they quiet? Why are they silent around this? So it really then speaks about the level of awareness even amongst all of us. And how angry are we? Because one death is too many deaths to really be speaking about.
What is the rate of suicide telling us?
Well, we have seen research produced over and over by different institutions, including, the HSRC, and other institutions like Love Not Hate Out, which actually told research comes to up to about 20%, of LGBTI people does commit suicide, and including even what was released by Higher Health not so long ago about suicide rate in the higher institutions or higher institutions of learning. This is becoming a problem. But one thing that you need to also know, what Love Not Hate campaign revealed, 88% of LGBTI people do not report violations against them. It is making it 1 in 25 LGBTI person in South Africa only gets to report. And it does not mean once you report your issue or your case, it's taken to a particular level. It may be just stuck even within the judiciary system.
There is, of course, a broader question of more general support, Steve, for LGBTQIA plus people.
Indeed, of course, the question around support is big. I mean, you look at even the recent cases. Yesterday, I attended to an incident that had happened in Randfontein. And not only are we talking about a 12-year-old who committed suicide because they've been mocked, they've been bullied or harassed by community, by school members or students for that matter. It happened just a month ago. A 14-year-old again was murdered. Now, it's a question about, has the school system and education system developed a care support packages when we speak about an intersectional lens or addressing the issues that affect learners? Because these are young students, these are children. You are born free, but you are killed by hate. And I think it's a fundamental question. Are we then, as parents, are we then, as society, do not care enough that the children get to commit suicide or be murdered because of who they are? So the support system has been a worry for us. LGBT organizations work so much and how many times more to create support network, parent support, educate, do awareness. But it's not only the responsibility of LGBTI community. What has the Department of Social Development done? What has the Department of Basic Education done? We should not only just speak about policies. Where have we fundamentally developed programs, resourced them? The current National Intervention Strategy by the Department of Justice has been developed for 5 years, but it's not costed or it's not actually being budgeted for. All the time we hear budget cuts, but there has not been investment that goes thoroughly in terms of making sure the resources are used effectively. So we are not bound to win the struggle against hate crimes or against gender-based violence if we do not put resources, not only just money. We need to put we need to put technical resources to respond to the care and support.
Steve Letsike, Executive Director at Access Chapter 2. We'll leave it there for tonight.